Hello everyone, my name is Jamin and with me I have Anil, and today what we are going to proudly present to you is the prediction of manufacturing world KPIs. Yeah, so on the up there you see the end on strip that we like to call with the various statuses of my KPIs: availability, performance, quality, and OEE. And down you see the real-time losses being reported from the shop floor like unscheduled downtime. So now when I change the unscheduled downtime, yeah, as you see the availability and the OEE keeps changing. Similarly, when I change my rejected quantity, my performance and my OE will keep changing. Yeah. Impressed? Not yet. Yeah. So what we'll do is let's take a step back and understand what this fuss of prediction is all about and what is OE and how HANA saves the day. For this, what I'll do is I'll hand over to Anil, who will take us to the details a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks, Jamin. So, what is this OEE? This is nothing but overall equipment effectiveness, which gives me a figure saying, okay, your plant is at 60% effectiveness or it is 70% effectiveness, and so on. Now, how do I derive this OEE? It is nothing but a multiplication of availability losses, performance losses, or quality losses. These availability losses could be because of some startup time, some breakdowns. The performance can go down because of some minor stoppages or some speed losses. And similarly, quality losses could be because of some startup losses or in process rejections. Now the actual thing lies after this. So these are the actual data which comes from the shop floor. You see, these are the various losses which could be incurred in a plant. Let's say for example unscheduled down, or maybe for example rejected quantities. Now I really don't know if reducing unscheduled downtime would really increase my OE, or it is rejected quantities reducing of which would increase my OE. I really want to predict. Now I would like to hand over to Jimin.
Okay, so what we are doing is we are trying to find out the severity of these compared to each other. So how we do it, as you see on the board, the formula, from some of us remember it from our college days or maybe not, yeah. This is multiple linear regression where we are trying to find out the value of y for a seemingly unrelated set of x. And in this case, y being overall equipment effectiveness and x being the data collection elements that you see on the right hand side. What we also need to consider is that these are not singular value patterns. Yeah, these are time bound. So for example, my unscheduled downtimes or rejected quantity in manufacturing world would be reported probably every minute or every second. So we get a huge chunk of data in our HANA system, for example. And now I have to use this method, all this data to try and predict my formula, and then use it for prediction of the future. Yeah, derive my formula, predict in future. What are we trying to do? I'm trying to get my overall equipment effectiveness, y. For example, for my two values of x, unscheduled down, rejected quantity. Yeah, what am I trying to find out? The multipliers, the beta values, yeah, and the e, which is the error constant that I have to add at the end. How can we do all this? HANA saves the day. Yeah, so this is what I love to do. I'll take you through the system now. So let's go to HANA box. Yeah, so let me quickly take you to my HANA box over here. Yeah, so let's what I wanted to show you was that simplistic lines of codes which could help us predict. Yeah, so let's take this chunk of SQL script. Let's not worry too much about what it is. What I'm trying to do is, this is a table where my reported quantities and data collection elements are being reported. Yeah, I want to use this first to derive the formula. Second, to use this formula to predict the future, so called. So here I'm saying for my control table that I'm passing only two variables. Yeah, this would be n number of variables based on how many data collection element we have. For this example, I keep it simple. So when I run this, what predominantly I get is the formula and how good is this formula for predicting future. So for example, I see my formula already over here. Yeah, so these are the multiplier beta values and the constant with which it will start, and my goodness factor. So it tells 95%, 95.5% this data set is good for predicting future. There could be unrelated data which can never be predicted. Yeah, so for example, I cannot never predict how much shopping my wife needs to do to be happy. Yeah, the R2 value here will be 0.001 or even less. So jokes apart, this is the formula that I have, and now I would like to use this to predict a set of future. So let's try and do it again in HANA box. What I'm using is, so again, remember our coefficient tables, the values over here. I'm using this to predict the future. So I'm using this formula and giving some inputs to predict my output. Yeah, so let's run this SQL script, see what happens. So at the end of it, the output looks very simple. It's a table, yeah, with two values. These are actual predicted values of the future, yeah. Now I think you will appreciate it more when I switch back to the main screen and I tell, okay, the values of my data collection element versus my rejected quantity, and now I can predict my entire plan for the future. Thank you, everyone.